It's been a while, man,
You made the move back. So how was that? And what were you up to there? And how did that go? And now that you're back, what's the plan of action? Like, what's going on?
Well, while I was in Europe, first of all, I finished, that was like January. So, yeah, beginning 2019, I finished my instrumental album, which is called Perfect Disorder. It was weird because I recorded it at my place in Italy, which that apartment doesn't really have much character. Like the walls are all white and there's old stuff around. And it's like, and I'm all about the vibe, man.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, were you didn't want to customize it because of renting issues or
No, it's just that I mean, I was traveling a lot. I've been traveling a lot for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, I didn't see any point on like taking care of that apartment. It doesn't mean it's a dump. It's just like, I didn't want to, like, you got a great space here. I didn't want to do that. Because I didn't want to spend much time in that apartment anyway, because it reminds me of a lot of things, and old stories. But the album, I'm very satisfied with the album. So at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is it was weird, but at the same time, it made sense. That's why I call it a perfect disorder, because there were so many things that in a way didn't make sense. But then the album turned out to be, to me, perfect.
And it's all instrumental?
It's all instrumental. There's just one song where I used like dialogues, like I sample a bunch of them. Other than that, it's all instrumental because it's, this time, it's been like 2 or 3 years that I got a lot more into instrumental songs because I think that the music sometimes speaks better.
Oh,
Speaks louder than the lyrics,
Absolutely.
So yeah, I just started writing and I'm like, okay, so I'm like 10 songs, 12, 15, and I arrived to 24 tracks. The tracks are pretty short. It's very cinematic. So it's literally like if you're listening to a soundtrack from a movie. Perfect. That was the purpose of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired by soundtracks, man. Like, it's just having that like larger than life, otherworldly feel, great soundtrack. Of course, that's there, but when you incorporate that into like your music and an album, I mean, I love it. What do you think of like? I know you're completely submerged in this field. So like, what do you think of like the Stranger Things soundtrack and that kind of stuff?
I think it's great. Actually, I didn't know that. There's an Italian guy that wrote a song for it. I didn't know that. I just saw it last day online, which I was very proud about that, I'm Italian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's cool. I think that it works great, like, with the TV series and, all the synth stuff is just like awesome.
Yeah.
But you brought back a lot of things,
Yeah, I love that stuff. I just love like the feeling of those older sounds, or like the 80s and like the synths and the huge, massive like drum sounds. Just so much, such ear candy. You know what I mean?
It's so good, and it's like. For us, I guess, I think I can talk for you too. We know what we're talking about regarding gear when it's about that, know? Most people are just like, oh, what is that? They're kind of like, that sounds like new. You're like, no, it's actually like, 30 years old or longer. And it's exciting though to see people being inspired. You know how you feel, at least I can talk for myself. I wish I was inspired by new things. This is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So to see people that took it like something new, I'm just like, that's awesome,
Yeah. I mean, I think there's people that don't like that and are like, well, they're, I guess like it's the younger people that are experiencing
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but like it is an older style, but they are like upping it with the production. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Sounds great. But like, what about, have you heard of the movie Mandy?
I did not.
Okay. The soundtrack for that is absolutely fucking phenomenal. I'll send you a link to it later.
Yeah,
but
sure.
That blew me away. It was Johansson, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like epic, huge, and there's a lot of like doom metal vibes in it. But that movie's fucking great. But
I'll check it out. Send me a link.
Because like I know you do a lot of work for film and TV, and like you're in that world. It seems like a whole different mindset and work schedule, because it's like you have these tracks that you compose maybe with a specific idea in mind for a specific show, or you just compose a bunch of things and pitch it to different stuff. explain maybe for people that are listening, like how it works for you and like what your week is like and all that and how your schedule is.
Well, I choose to go one way first of all. Like I actually just got like I was in a meeting with a composer that I know. We're different, like the way we both work, it's different. Like he covers a 360 world, the music world. So if he gets commissioned like I don't know, a jazz song, he'll do it. A pop song, he'll do it. An R&B song, he'll do it. I'm not like that. So I know what I like to do, what makes me feel like confident in what. It's not that I want to feel confident all the time, but of course I want to know that what I'm doing is satisfying me and that I'm feeling good at it. So I'm not gonna be the kind of guy like, oh sure, I'm out there. Oh please, just send me whatever you want, because that way my schedule will be completely packed.
Yeah.
Because when you decide to go for that path, you're going to work probably 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. This is what we were actually talking about with the guy. It's like, you're going to work all these hours and you don't even know at the end of the day if the songs were going to be picked up.
Right.
Unless you have a really good connection, which let's say you trust me. And so I know that 90% of the work I'm going to give you, you're going to say yes to it. I'm going to tweak it around if you want, but that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't go for that way. So as of right now, my schedule is not that packed because I rather go for the right movie or, maybe I'm going to license the track for it, which is what I've been doing for about 2 years now, and so they either come to me and they're like, hey, this is what we're looking for, can you do a track, which is gonna be, I don't know, like usually they call me, there's this 9 Inch Nail thing just because I really like 9 Inch Nails. So people come to me, they're like, can you do a track like that? Most of the time they don't really want a 9 Inch Nails track, they just use the name just for the fuck of it, and so if I'm inspired by what I see, then I'm going to be like, sure, I'm going to go for it. Most of the time, I like to work on something that I don't think you're going to need me to tweak it that much.
Gotcha.
And then it also happens, though, for example, like A Perfect Disorder, like the album that I have, which is a complete soundtrack. And that's kind of like, okay, cool. So I'm going to give you the songs. I know what you're working on. I know your genre. And possibly you're going to pick some of those tracks. Gotcha. So it really depends, Sometimes you do it on the scene. Sometimes it's just going to be like, okay, they listen to your songs, they like it.
Exactly.
But I like to go for a couple of genres what I like the best. This is my choice, you know. So
that's been your gig now for a while, right?
It's been almost 2 years. Even though the last year while I was in Europe, I didn't really like. I just focused on this album, and I was doing a bunch of other things before the move. So before moving back here, so I didn't really work much on that. But yeah, it is consistent in a way.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's good. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's up to you, actually, man. If you really want to get out there and you are available, like I said, to work on several things, your week is gonna be packed.
So, like you said when we were talking earlier, you miss playing live shows. So what's the plan for that for the rest of the year? Are you going to try and get something going, or do you already have something lined up?
So yeah, I am working like with a girl, like I was telling you, it's more on the Tarantino-ish like style, those kind of movies, and I love my tone. Like I worked for a long time on the tone that I used to have for the That Good. I just took away a little bit of drive out of that. And lots of like delay and reverb.
Nice.
And she's got like such a great voice. And we've been rehearsing like for the past 2 weeks. We just sit down, show up with a song. She sings on top. That's how I like it, man. I like it quick. It's like, she comes up with lyrics. She's got a lot to say. And, and then I'm like, oh, maybe why don't you do this in the chorus or maybe in the break? Why don't we do this? And at the end of the session, we have like 1 or 2 songs. And I always thought that those are the best ones.
Yeah.
When you go straight to the point,
right,
and you get it done quick,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that can't work for every genre. Let's say Tool.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Completely, Well, I guess I'm sure some of the songs just come naturally, like the first, idea. But those are, obviously completely thought out and precise and all that. But yeah, like what you just said, for me, like in the studio, a lot of the time when an artist, maybe they're coming in and doing a vocal session, they're kind of like writing the song on the spot as they're recording like a chorus or a verse. Most of the time, the first 2 takes, the first or second take, that is the take. When you overthink it and you overdo it, it just kind of loses that initial, the birth of the idea. And like you just said, I mean, you want someone to come in, they have a lot to say, they have the idea of what they want to say, and they kind of just let it flow, let the emotion be what it is, like organically.
Exactly.
And just let it be that.
Exactly. See, you just said that about the takes, right? There were times in the past that I loved the first take so much because of the interpretation. Mm-hmm. But maybe a couple of words didn't mean shit. So I'm like, should I redo it? Sometimes I just let it go, man.
Yep.
I love the moment. I'm not the kind of guy who's like, oh yeah, we're gonna spend the whole afternoon here singing. I'm like, no way, man.
No, fuck that. I mean, I get why. I mean, like certain genres maybe, but I mean, I'm just all about now, like, the pure emotion of the birth of the idea, the first or second take. But honestly, who wants to be in the studio all day working on one song with vocals? I mean, who wants to do that?
Right.
It's like you just kind of lose it after a while. But it's like, I'm just about efficiency and like doing the best job you can, obviously, but getting it done quickly.
Right.
And just knocking it out and letting it be what it is. And there's just a lot of people that, it seems like certain artists or singers or whatever, from my experience, it's like earlier in their career as well, they're just kind of like, they want to do as many takes as possible just so they have as many options as possible. For me, it just doesn't work. It doesn't ever work out great that way, because it's like when you have that many options, you can just sit there all day going, well, which one's better? I don't know. What do you think? And it's just going in that perpetual loop is just kind of, I'm not interested in that.
Dude, you got the point. That's exactly like, it's like if I'm going to shop a Guitar Center. If I go inside and I see all those guitars, I'm lost. I'm like, no, this is too much. I gotta go. I am the kind of guy, I'm there and I'm like, okay, what do we have here? 4 or 5 guitars. Okay, I'm going straight for one, maybe 2. As soon as I get the feeling, that's it. I'm not going to spend like 1 week, 2 weeks saying, but that's just me. It's my attitude, I literally live in the moment, man. Everything I do, I try to, that's my attitude towards it. And going back to the point about working with this girl, there's also one thing though. It goes 2 ways. Sometimes you want to do it, you want to get it done quick just because you have a deadline. So let's say, okay, someone is coming in because they need to sing a song about a commercial. Now, I think you probably don't really think about what she's singing about. That's a job for you. You're just going to close the song, that's it, give it away and get paid for it. For me, I don't want to do it quick because of that reason. It's literally the moment. For me, like playing with someone, and I might be stupid to still think like that. I'm still about the feelings and friendship that you can have with the person who's playing with you. Playing music together shouldn't be like, I don't know shit about you. I don't like that.
Same.
Yeah. I like to sit down and we talk. And then if you want to have a project that goes like for feelings that you really have inside you and then, emotions, if it's something that is like a package, then I don't care. Whatever, let's do it. But I still love like to live it in the moment with that person and be just like, no, let's get it done because it bothers me. But it's just like, come on, man, we got it. That take was awesome.
Yeah.
I stopped there. Like I was at their place last week and I literally started playing this song of mine. I'm telling you, I start playing it, I'll count for it. And I'm like, okay, here's going to be the verse. She starts 4 bars. I'm like, that's it. Stop the phone. Don't change a thing. That was insane. Yeah, but I just did it. I'm like, I don't care.
Yep.
That's awesome. Trust me.
Yeah.
And then people get excited because some people don't have visions about it. And apparently they think I do. So they're like, oh my God, you're giving me so much energy. I'm like, trust me. Just go for it.
I love it. I love that. Yeah, because, so like I was saying earlier, like sometimes the less experienced or like the newer artists, they're still like figuring themselves out, like what they like about their voice, what they don't like. And, people, like you have a lot of experience, when something is what you want. So when they do the take and you're like, that's the take, don't question it. We're moving on. And then they're like, oh, wow. Okay. Well, he sees and hears something that I'm not really hearing yet about myself. So you're also giving them like such a boost of confidence.
Oh, yeah, of course. That it's all about that. Nobody ever gave me confidence.
Same.
And it's not, nobody. But, I just always felt like it works for me. And I don't know, man. I just go with the flow like that. That works for me. going back to your question, yeah, we're planning on playing shows.
So and are you going to be the guitarist or the drummer, or what are you going to be?
Oh, I'll play guitar in this project and backing vocals. I don't know if we're gonna go out as a duo and maybe using just like some samples, or if we're gonna get a drummer. I still don't know, because literally I came back here like less than 3 weeks ago and I've been all around, man.
Yeah.
So it's like we need to see that. But I'm very excited about it. And then I also have a project I'm talking with a really good friend of mine that you know too, but I'm not saying anything about it because until I don't like to talk about things that I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'm going to do 3,000 things and then it doesn't happen. I just don't like that.
Yeah.
So, but we are talking about, and I hope it's going to work out, because that would be a really cool duo.
Nice.
Between the two of us. Yeah. He used to play with me, so it's really cool. I know the guy. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
So that's the plan for live. What about personal? I know you just had the album, but are you working on any of your own new material? Or are you working with any other artists, or what about your studio stuff right now?
This is exactly, I'm going right now with this girl. So this is what I'm working on. I didn't write anything for myself to sing. I enjoy doing backing vocals. But who knows? I mean, there was an album that I wrote for White Pulp while I was here last. And I never released that. I actually licensed 2 songs from that album, which never got released though. I mean, meaning the album, so people don't know it's part of White Pulp. The reason why though I stopped doing that is just because it's so hard to get musicians that want to leave town. I think there's this, it's wrong. I talk to a lot of people and they're like, you need to build a scene. They tell me, I want to build a scene in LA and it's tough before going out. I'm like, no man, you should just go with the flow. Just do what it feels right to you. Why do you need to play 40 fucking shows in LA?
Yeah.
And hope that you're going to have a crowd that used to be the 90s crowd.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Just put the feelings, your heart inside and leave town, go out. Why? I mean, I love this city. Love living in the city. Doesn't mean I want to live here to play 40 shows in LA.
Yeah.
Just get out of town.
Yeah, I think it's great to, you can play here, but, spread out, go to Vegas, go to Arizona, go wherever. But it's like, it seems like some artists, they just kind of want to do the best they can here without really, just keep playing shows here for years. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a little frustrating.
It gets frustrating because, you arrive to a point that there's actually no point. It's like, you're there, you get the album and you rehearse and this and that. And then it's like, okay, here we are all over again. And that's kind of why I stopped. I didn't pursue White Pulp anymore. I might release certain things,
So I was going to ask you, is that still active, or you maybe put out another album or more releases, but for now it's just kind of...
For now, I'm not really thinking about going live with White Pulp. It's first of all, I changed too. So to be honest with you, of course I still enjoy some old tunes, but I would like to do something different. And that's a tough gig, man, because White Pulp, you don't need to be how would you say, does it make sense? Virtuoso.
Virtuoso, yeah.
Virtuoso, yeah, virtuoso. So I say virtuoso. So you don't need to be that kind of guitar player or bass player or drummer, but you gotta be on top.
Yeah.
Playing with backing tracks seems like everyone is like, sure, no problem, but we're not really, because then you need the drummer using triggers. And you need your own sound engineer. And you need the guitar players that is able to understand when a guitar is going to sound like a synthesizer and vice versa. It's, so at the end of the day, it is a complicated gig.
Yeah, I completely agree, because it's like there's certain musicians that, like you said, virtuoso, they're very, very focused on being technical and the soloing and playing as many notes as possible. And I think that's great for that style of music and that kind of genre. But yeah, for White Pulp and bands where it's all about the feel, it's all about the emotion. It's a completely different skill set, in my opinion.
You know what's funny? The thing about White Pulp, let's say, for example, the perfect guitar player, right? He would be Robin Fink meets Kurt Cobain.
Okay. Yeah.
It's literally what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You gotta be that dirty and just, trashy in certain parts, but then you gotta get the sound and everything.
Yeah, it's about being in the pocket, being behind when you need to be behind, be ahead when you need to be ahead, and just kind of working in that sweet spot. And like tone, man, tone is such a big deal. It's like the most important thing to me, like feel and tone in a guitarist, and I'm very picky about that stuff when it's like for my own project.
I'm sure.
It's hard to like. I feel like either the guitarist has it or they don't. You know, it's like some people, like I said, they're just very focused on, well, I'm playing the part right. What's the problem? It's like, yeah, you're playing the part, but your tone is ass.
Right.
Like your tone is shit. So it's like I'm not even hearing. Nothing's cutting through because you're completely scooping your mids, and you're playing through like some shitty multi-effect pedal.
Right.
Like you said, I'd prefer somebody who isn't extremely technically proficient. Someone just has great feel and knows their tone and how to work their gear and really make their guitar tone in your face live instead of something that's scooped and sucked away, like hidden in the mix. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And it is about the tone, but mostly, in my opinion, it is also about your hand.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people don't get. You're just like, okay, I can play that riff. Yeah, but you're not going to play it like that guy.
Yep.
It's, the touch is your hand. It's a combination of the two things.
Yep.
I know for a fact that there are certain parts that if you play and if I'll play, they will sound completely different.
Yep.
It's, you're a different person. You got a different feeling, a different touch.
Yeah, the same guitar, same amp, same setting, same everything. But, it's all about, like you said, it's all about, the player, the hand, the feel, the rhythm.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. You're planning on moving back here permanently?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I miss the city so much. I actually never wanted to leave, but I had to. So, I have like my daughter is in Europe. So, stay there for a while. And moving back, I'm not starting again from the bottom, of course, because, I always kept in touch with people here and my job and music and friendship, which is really important, as you know, in this town.
Yep.
Because you can feel really lonely. I'm lucky. I don't feel like lonely, but I know you can feel very lonely.
Yep. It can get dark if you get into that bubble and, you're not, if you kind of just get into that hustle, but you're not really socializing enough, or you're not seeing your friends, or you're just kind of like, I'll just get too into something and, for months I'll just be a hermit and I'll be like, wow, this is really lonely. So then I decided, okay, I better go out and see some friends and go to some shows,
Exactly. It's about, like being there. I love being around people. Obviously people that I like, but
same.
It's like once you have that, it's very important. You can't just get too much focus on, okay, I'm working on this project and work, busy work. I mean, I don't think that's life. I personally don't think that's life. I think it's awesome to feel satisfied, to feel good with yourself for what you're doing. But at least I'm talking for myself. I do need to get out there and be with people and just share things that have nothing to do with music.
Oh, yeah. You see different people, people that are in completely different careers. Just, I don't know, for me, learning so much about completely different professions.
Exactly.
When I come back to doing what I do, for some reason, it makes it that much better, and it helps me creatively. Just getting different aspects and mindsets on the way other people are pursuing their career. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
And also too, like what you were talking about earlier, how hiking.
I'm all for that, man. I just, first of all, I wake up pretty early in the morning, and I do that every day. It's just like, it's a great day. It's a great way to me to start the day. It's like, you see the whole city, but then at the same time, you're in the nature.
What time do you get up?
Oh, I get up usually around 7.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, usually around that time, sometimes earlier. Get a coffee. Try not getting coffee every day, but I do. The problem is that I still smoke. So see, here's the thing. I do things that are amazing for yourself, and I also do things that are so bad for you.
Same.
I can't help it, man.
Yeah.
So I smoke my cigarettes.
Yeah.
Probably 2 or 3, depends. Get my car, just go up the mountain, and hike. And 1 hour of that, man, by 8:30 in the morning, I'm like ready to start the day. Feels so good.
Exactly. I love it. I love hiking. And I also used to, when I was going to the gym every day, just going into a sauna to start the day.
Yeah.
and
sure.
doing a nice workout, hit the sauna, take a shower, just feel amazing to start the day.
Yeah, just sweating out, you know. It's I love it. I also need to hike because I love the fact of having, it's fantastic over here because you get the nature and you get the city.
Mm-hmm.
So you see both of the things. So you kind of get your spiritual side with the nature, and then you get, let's call it business. Okay, let's call it like that.
Yeah, you can still hear everyone, chatting on their phone while they're hiking, or talking everything, talking business. That's fine though. Like,
it's okay, man.
Do you go to Runyon?
I go to Runyon. I live like 3 minutes away from there.
Oh, perfect.
So I go up. It's right there. I can't wait to bring my dog back.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a lab. She's like fantastic, you know. I have her since, it's been like she's almost 2. So yeah, 2 years. And I miss her a lot, man. I didn't think it was going to be like that. Meaning, it's just going to be just a month, you know. And then I'll come and get you and we live. But I miss her, you know. But she's always around and she's very sweet. Really sweet dog, man.
Nice.
And she was close like in tough moments. So, you know, it's a really strong bond. Yeah. Totally.
Well, it's great that you'll have her back soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at your site right now. I just have a couple questions. So this is the promo for the new album. So that's on like Spotify and everything?
Oh yeah, the album is on Spotify, Apple Music, and all the other platforms. Yeah.
So people want to check that out. It's Perfect Disorder.
Right.
And what about this? This is like your solo stuff, or
so 4Plays. This one was they licensed it for Iron Fist.
Okay.
And that was, I think, season 2. I can't remember the episode. This is From Coma, which was my EP, which I think I did, 2016. That's actually where I live now.
Nice.
It's I really like this song. See, this is one of those songs that I wrote during the night, like 2 a.m. by 4 it was done. Exactly. Mine was the vocals because I had it in my mind, but I couldn't sing because my daughter was sleeping. So, but this is the kind of song that came out just like that.
Those are always the best ones in my experience. The one it just flows out of you really quickly and you just let it be what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Not question it too much.
Totally.
Nice.
Totally.
So, okay. So if people want to get in touch with you, what's your preferred way? Your website?
Through the website or Bandcamp.
Okay.
Instagram, which right now everyone is using that anyway, but Bandcamp, which is Bandcamp Sonny Lanegan, and you'll find all the albums, and then there's a bundle right now available. So I can't remember for how much, but it's pretty cheap, I'd say. It's like less than $40 and you get like 8 albums.
Awesome.
So I kind of put all the releases out in the past. So it's about like That Good, White Pulp. There's a bunch of stuff over there, Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yep.
Well, dude, it's been great to catch up with you, and I'm glad you're back. And
same here, man.
I look forward to all the new music in the future and your new project, and to see you back on stage again. And do you remember that show we played a while ago together? What was it? I think it was when I was still in Society 1, and it was White Pulp Society 1.
Yeah, when was that?
At Loaded. Remember that?
Oh, that was a Loaded. You're right.
That was fun. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a Loaded. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. It was good. That we played a bunch of shows in those years, with Brandon. It was fun.
Yeah. Do you guys are you still in touch?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. We talk, and I actually, excuse me, I recorded the bass for his previous album. Now he's recording another one. Did the bass for the song, so that was fun. It was fun because in that moment I needed something different. So he hit me up and he's like, how about you gonna play the bass for these songs? So that was fun though, I remember, because he already has the bass. He used the synthesizer to the bass. So he sent me the tracks and I'm like, I don't want to listen to the bass. I muted it right away. I'm like, just send me the stems. I mute the bass. Because I knew that I was going to do something different. His way was more like just straight on the song. I like it to go more, actually like stoner rock, to do something different with that. Even the bass I use, the pedals I use, and it came out great. He was really happy, I was really happy. And we're still in touch. He's still kicking it, He's in England now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, last time I just haven't been in touch as much, but yeah, I knew he was in Berlin, right? Then he went to...
I saw him in Berlin. Last year we got together like 2 or 3 times. I was going to my daughter and then we got together. And he was there with Caitlin, and now they moved. And man, they're living the life, I guess.
Hell yeah.
So it's cool.
Well, thanks again, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So maybe people can hit you up on your website, SonnyLanegan.com, and your Instagram handle is the same as your name?
Sonny Lanegan. Yeah.
Sonny Lanegan. Awesome. Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming in, and great to catch up with you.
Thank you, man. Same here.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Cheers.